Hello and welcome. You're watching Greenwich Live Session. This is your host Omar Khan, and I'm back with another show, another guest, and I am extremely excited to introduce my guest for today. And I'm truly honored to be in the presence of such a wonderful personality. Let me tell a bit about her. She is a well recognized trainer and entrepreneur who has been a pioneer in the wellness industry, an expert in training, communication, and development specialist based in Mauritius, and one of the leading women who believe in empowerment at all levels. For more than 2 decades, she has been providing quality content to various media and a number of print publications, training at all levels, be it at corporate level, private level, public sector, international universities. She has conducted training on behalf of a variety of embassies and ministries for the government of Mauritius and those based here. Amongst her latest achievements and awards, she recently received the award of Woman of Wonder in 2019, African Woman Leader in 2019, and in March 2020, she received the Points of Light Award from Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. Without any further delay, our honorable guest for today, Miss Georgina Ragaven. Thank you so much for taking our time and being part of this show. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. And how is everybody? How are you? How's everything in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, everything's great. It's the month of Ramadan where we all keep our fast and everything's all blessed. Although there's this COVID-19, but we all have to stay positive regarding the
Mhm.
situation and make the most of our times now.
For sure, for sure. These are trying times for every country and everybody, but with the right attitude, with our faith, with our prayers, our positivity, anything's possible.
And how are you spending all this time, ma'am? Of course, we need to learn a lot from you because you're specialist in training and stress management and how to stay positive. So we need to learn a lot today from you.
In one session, we'll have to sort of stagger the sessions a little bit, I think. Okay, let's be honest. Um, how am I spending my time? I'm actually doing a lot of coaching and mentoring through online courses and via WhatsApp,
Mhm.
and some consultancy and training online and through WhatsApp. So keeping busy, keeping sane.
That's very important. One has to stay safe. So, how do you look at all the things? People around are really stressed. They're really worried about what's going to happen. So, what would you like to advise them to how to stay positive during these tough times?
We all wanted more time. One thing we were all asking for is more time. Well, the Almighty heard us. He's given us time, and He's given us time to be with our loved ones.
Absolutely.
So use that time wisely. All the things that you've been making a list of that you have not been able to complete, whether it's over 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, well, make that list again and decide by ticking off each day one item how wonderful it's going to be for you. It
Right.
really is mind over matter. It really is mind over matter. Be positive. Make the most of it. The books that you've been wanting to read and never had time, find it. That course, online course you wanted to do, but you
Yeah.
thought, I'm too busy. Go look for it. It's there.
Mm.
Sign up.
Right.
The time
We
is
can
yours
also,
now.
yes, and absolutely, we can also work on skills because we've got so much time. People who are asking for time, and finally, when they have it, during this time, they can work on themselves. And once this time is over, they can be a better version of themselves. They can reassess all the things that they have been doing wrong in the past. So, very rightly said, one should be positive and work on the skills they have.
Not just the skills they have, learn new skills.
Yeah,
Work
right.
on yourself. Learn on your through your experiences. But at the
Hmm.
same time, why not look for something different? Or the skills you have, stop, sharpen your axe, get some more information about that particular skill.
Right.
What
Ma'am,
do you think would make you a better person?
mhm. So we have to use our brains towards the positive side and be constructive people. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you about the a course that you'll be offering, the Future Empowerment Program in the summer school of Greenwich University. Can you please talk us through what is Future Empowerment Program?
It's actually called Future Ready.
Or
The Future
Future Ready?
Ready. Yeah.
All right.
And this
Mhm.
is, we're looking at what we were doing pre-COVID and what skills do we need post-COVID. Because
Yes.
let's be honest, when somebody says to me, oh, when things get back to normal, I'm actually asking them now, can you define normal? What is normal anymore? So we need to be prepared for crisis management. We need to be prepared to learn to trust humanity again. And this is through our own like self-awareness, self-confidence. We need to know also the different skills that we require. God
Right.
forbid, or the Almighty forbid, this happens again. What have we learned from this pandemic?
Right.
But at the
Very right.
same time, I'm looking at the different skills we've needed in the past, whether we
Yeah.
were students or women or entrepreneurs or corporates. What did we need in the past? But how can we make it better to give us the extra edge going forward? And
Right.
that's why I called it Future Ready Empowerment.
Right. So there's lots of things that will come under the umbrella of this future ready empowerment that includes the self awareness, the critical thinking, the decision making. What we notice in the current times globally, that our youth, uh, they lack that guideline, that basic uh, platform where they can make the decisions, where they know which direction to take, which field to choose. So this program will help them in many ways to make the right decisions as well.
Yep, for sure, because we're looking at now new jobs that are going to be coming up post COVID,
Right.
things that we never thought of in the past. Survival skills. Are we going to be? And there are types of jobs that were there, say in the tourism industry, which are actually phasing out, and we don't
Right.
know when they're going to come back. So how do we reskill? How do we upskill
Right.
ourselves? And then as a put yourself in the place of a young person having to choose his career path. Which direction does that person go now? Maybe I wanted to be a doctor or an accountant or a lawyer. Fantastic jobs. But then in parallel, would I choose something I could do from home as opposed to having to go out to do it? We've got to think of now that work from home has become almost a necessity.
It is indeed.
It, we're seeing it in Mauritius, let's say,
Mhm.
with the closed down, lockdown, unless you're on the front line. If you did not manage to be prepared for working from home, you lose your job.
Right, absolutely.
Like,
So one
you
has
know,
to adapt. If we look at it this way, we have to adapt because globally everything varies from country to country. Every country
mm,
has a different setup, the nature of work. Already we've seen that in Europe and in USA and other developed countries, already people already switched to online work. They were
mhm.
actually used to online stuff. But if we talk about Pakistan, it was a bit difficult to adapt to this change because a huge percentage of Pakistani population were not ready to accept and adapt to switching to online regarding their work and their jobs. So,
Well,
what
in
would you like
Mauritius, we
to
had the same. Mauritius, we had that. Sorry to interrupt you. Mauritius, we had the same issue. Going on to even online education, not all the teachers were prepared already.
Right,
Going on to online work, a lot of, say, our public sector doesn't function online. It hasn't been able to get onto the online system. Maybe now we'll have to. And a lot of people of a certain age bracket, not disrespecting anybody or being ageism or anything, they don't know how to get online.
Right. We have to.
So,
So, coming back to our future empowerment program, the Future Ready Empowerment Program, I'll be asking questions regarding the youth because many of our viewers are students and represent youth here. So, my next question would be: how does the ability of young people to make decisions in any and all areas of their lives relate to their overall empowerment?
well, this situation is a prime example. Yeah,
Right.
they had to make decisions about their future. They had to be ready to study online.
Right.
Yes, and that's an empowering tool because they've had to do their own research. They've had to go online and find out for themselves where do they go from here. So
Right.
therefore, whether you're going for a career change or a
Mhm.
career path, you need to be ready with the soft skills. The hard tools we will get through a degree, but the leadership skills, the communication, the time management, the commitment, like working from home or studying from home, they need to have that dedication. You need to still set your plan. I'm still going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and do my prayer or do my exercise and then start work. And I'll
Right.
have a tea break or a lunch break. And then am I going to log off at 5 or do I work 24/7? You need to get into a routine. You need to get yourself mentally, first of all, it's mentally prepared
Right.
for being in a different zone altogether, work wise.
Very well said. Very well said.
It's true that we have to get ourselves,
Right.
our mind as young people,
Mhm.
to remember we need to have those leadership skills to lead ourselves first before
Right.
we can go into the world of work and lead others.
Absolutely. So moving to my next question now, that's absolutely right. We have to adapt to the change that what we were talking about earlier. So now my next question would be: are there ever times when limiting young people choices or removing their choices actually empowers them? Because growing up, we always see that don't do this, don't do that. So do you actually think that putting limitations affect their empowerment or increases them?
Let's come back to COVID. We
Okay.
have removed their freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Everybody, young people as
by
well.
by nature, naturally you're forced to. Absolutely.
Yeah, we've all been confined. Let's say we have had our freedom taken away from us. A human right has been chopped away for some time.
True.
We've had to adapt. We've had to adapt. So, depending on where you want to go and which direction you want to look at this, uh, I mean, for me, this is a prime example that the youth can adapt.
Absolutely.
And in fact, certain situations, by taking away or limiting something, we are empowering them. But it depends how you approach it. I'll be
Absolutely.
honest, I don't like the word telling somebody you can't do this.
Right. Because
It,
success always come in cans, not in cannots.
that's right. Yes. And why not for them to experience something and
Right.
learn through that experience? And again, of course, it depends what it is. I'm not generalizing in everything, but the
Right.
young people need to be able to find their own mistakes and learn from them.
Hmm. So
So do
I'll
we have the right? Do we have the right to keep telling them they cannot? However, I'm coming back to the situation now
right.
where for their protection and their safety, we have had to limit their freedom. And they have learnt and adapted. So there's a
Right.
positive limitation.
Indeed, indeed. So I would like to just ask you another thing. Growing up, we're talking about youth. So the mindset and the personality development starts from home. The early age when a child is growing up, the early first 5 years, is the foundation of a child's
Mhm.
mind development. So, what role does a parent play in developing their mindsets, their approach, and how they look at life, their personality, and how much control should a parent have on the child?
Okay, first of all, let me come back to the parents are the first educators of that child.
Right,
Yeah. And the role of the parent is not to leave the education to the school, the teacher, whatever. That the parent always has a role, a parent, a guardian, whoever is looking after that child,
right,
always has that role to fall back on. So you need
right.
to build up a relationship with your child, an understanding with your child. Now, there's a word you use there that I don't like, control.
Okay, right.
Let's be honest. Would you like to have your parents control you?
I would like them to guide me towards the right thing.
Guide. Exactly. Let's guide our children. Let's teach them from our experiences. Let's talk to them as adults, as young adults. Let's respect them. Respect them. Have a conversation. Communicate. Build relationships.
Beautiful.
Build
Absolutely.
relationships. Create positive relationships with your children.
Hmm.
And you won't even have to control them. They'll always come back to you and ask your advice and not instead of peer pressure or anybody else.
Right, right.
Creating
Very
that
rightly said.
relationship.
So, ma'am, you have been training around the globe on different various topics. You're also training sportsmen as well. The Because coming back to the whole COVID situation right now and what we're stuck with, we're seeing people are getting frustrated. We talked about getting positive skills and be positive, but the mindsets are dragging towards frustration. So, how to keep the nerves calm? That's one thing
Keep
we all
busy.
want to know.
Keep busy.
Yes, keep
Keep
busy
busy. You know?
with positive things, of course.
Yeah, with positive things. Take up a yoga course. Start some exercise, but gently if you've never exercised before.
Mhm.
Plan your day. Don't just sit around and think, oh, another day and I've nothing to do. Plan your day. Be positive. It's your choices. It's your choice. You can sit and waste the week, month that we have in confinement,
Mhm.
or you can take the time, take up a positive course, subject, learn to cook. If you, I mean, don't waste your time.
Right.
Be positive.
Absolutely. So
And
we'll
choices again. It's your choice. And
yes,
whatever choice you make, take responsibility for that choice. Don't blame anybody else.
right. We do are the sole reason of success or failure. Whatever you do comes in front of you. We'll include some comments. So we have a lot of people watching you, of course, and they're really excited. So we have with us our Chancellor, Madam Seema Mughal, is with us, and she says positive relationship in the essence of every relationship. She
Very
says,
true.
right.
Very, very true.
We have the next comment is we have with us our very dear Rab Nawaz, and he says, beautiful advice.
Oh, so sweet. I
The
mean,
next
I've actually, okay, yes,
Yes, the next
indeed, yeah.
comment is from on your screen. You can see it's from Nai, and it says, "Indeed, in Mauritius, we need to adapt to the new context. Teachers have been trained online on how to reach via Zoom or Microsoft Team. Thank you for talking about the soft skills, and Ms. Georgina need to inculcate those skills in my students. Yes, leadership skills are important to lead students."
Fantastic.
We have,
Fantastic.
yes, the next one, we have got loads and loads of comments. So we have with us, the next one is Rana Saima Kamar, and she has joined us from Istanbul.
Wow.
And
Hello. Hello,
yes,
Istanbul.
we have with us, the next one is Asad Jat, and he's welcoming you. to the
Okay,
program. And we have with us Bhim Parsan, and he's saying great conversation.
lovely.
The next one is our very own, very positive and motivational speaker himself, Mr. Nirmal De Silva. And he says, fantastic opinion from Georgina.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right. So we will include some further comments, but let's just talk about all the wonderful things that you've been doing over years. You've worked brilliantly for the women empowerment, giving them the power to understand what greatness they can achieve. So I would like to talk through about all the wonderful things you have done and all the lives you've changed. I believe over 2,000 women you trained in some recent program.
Over 2,000 women in over the years, obviously, not in one go.
Mhm.
Um, for me, an empowered woman is one who's economically empowered as well. It's
Right.
not just knowing what you want to do, it's making use of that. So we don't need to be dependent all the time on anybody as much as we can. Yeah. And I felt it was very important to teach women to value themselves and to value their skills. Um, and a lot of the time, finding something you enjoy doing and making that as much as possible your career, especially for the women that I've been working with in Mauritius, those ones who wanted to become entrepreneurs. So it was teaching them the practical skill as well as a leadership, writing your business plan. How do you run a business? Main thing for any woman, man, child, self-esteem, valuing yourself. That's very, very important. And since I came to Mauritius, one of the missions I had, let's say, was to work with young girls who were not so high on the education scale, let's say. Maybe they didn't want to do too much in the academic sector, and they preferred to learn how to teach dance or exercise to music. So we started with something like that around the island. And then it led on to a leadership course for women, for young women in shelters, women who had difficult backgrounds. And some of the stories I've heard are really heartbreaking from some of the young women I've met and some of the women I've helped train. But when you see somebody pick herself up and go forward, and you can mentor them and you see them change, it makes it worthwhile. It's a passion. It's my passion. It's my passion, honestly.
Right.
Seeing somebody succeed is my passion.
It's beautiful,
And it
and you actually gain the power when you help out people. You create that difference. You become that reason for someone's smile. And if you see someone growing in life, and you have played a role in that little push that they need, I think that's the most wonderful feeling of them all.
and when you go out, especially when recently or anywhere I've been and I've seen one of my students from the past, let's say, and she's running her own business or she's working in a hotel at the time in the fitness industry, or you go to a national fair and you see one of the entrepreneurs you've trained have a stall and selling her products to the public, that makes it all worthwhile. Hey,
Right.
really
Absolutely.
makes it
Absolutely.
worthwhile.
So
And
recently, uh, ma'am, you received the award from Her Majesty, the Queen herself. How was that feeling? Please share the whole thing about it and the whole work that you did that made you receive this honorable award.
I didn't even know. I'll be really honest with everybody. Didn't even know I had been nominated.
Wow.
In fact, it's not one of those awards you apply for yourself. No, I was
Right.
not. I didn't know at all. I got a phone call from the British High Commission in Mauritius telling me, oh, Georgina, we want, over the years, your name has come up so many times about women's empowerment. We want to nominate you for all the Commonwealth countries for this
Wow.
award. So they nominated me. And that was it. You know, you get nominated, but you don't think you're going to win. I mean, come on, how many countries are there in the Commonwealth? And the Queen of England going to recognize Marie? You know, it just didn't. I didn't even tell anybody because I didn't think anything that I would have a chance. Not that I didn't believe in myself, but so many other people doing such great work as well. And then on just at the end of February, beginning of March, I got another message from the High Commission in Mauritius. Oh, you've been shortlisted.
Wow.
Out of all the applications, you've been shortlisted. If you win, what would you say? What would be your remark? So I think
Right.
I just dropped something about, oh, as we approach International Women's Day 2020, if I do win, this is for all the empowered women around the world, or something like that.
Right.
And it on the 10th of March, I'll never forget because I was in shock. In the afternoon, I got the press release from Buckingham Palace saying that I was the winner 2020.
Wow.
So, but then we had COVID, so we haven't celebrated properly yet.
Right, but it's such an amazing feeling because over the years so many lives you have changed, and when you change one life, of course there's a whole family connected to it, related to it. There are so many prayers behind you, there's so many people who look up to you. You're such an inspiration, and that's such a sign of greatness that you never work for any award or any appreciation. You just work for that passion, you just work for actually serving people. I think that's the most wonderful thing of them all. And all of your journey over the years has just been such wonderful inspiration. You talk about fitness as well. I want you to share your secret behind the fitness, how you keep yourself so much fit. You told us that you wake up in the morning, do some exercise, but I really need you to share the secret behind your fitness and freshness.
Okay, can I tell you something? I have
Yes.
been exercising all my life. It's like breathing. To me, it's breathing.
Hmm.
Um, my husband has a joke. He says, if I don't get up one day to go and exercise,
Hmm.
don't call the doctor, call the undertaker. It'll, it'll be too late. It's been every day. I mean, and literally every day, I'll either do a jog, or I'll do some a bike, or I'll do some walking or some stepping and some toning, because I find it's mentally. If you're zoned in mentally, it's like my natural drug. Let's say, it's a natural buzz you get, but not overdoing it to injure yourself, but it's a way of looking. You're doing it. This is something nobody can do for you. If you don't look
Right.
after yourself, nobody can do it for you. Whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, these are things you do for yourself. Nobody can do them for you. I can text you every day and say, whatever you're eating today, I'm checking up on your eating habits. Are you eating healthily? I can text you every day and say, what exercise have you done today? Are you following? But I can't do it for you. And this is
Right.
something I've learned with a passion again, on a healthy mind and a healthy body gives you a healthy soul.
Beautiful, absolutely right. And I really, it was such an inspirational conversation. And we've got so many more comments. I'll just include some of the comments because we're running out on time as well. So with the next comment here with is Devina Maki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And he says, I would like to say a big thank you to Georgina and the whole team for empowering women in Mauritius. They showed us how to run our business. They gave us courage to move on and feel beautiful.
Wow. Thank you so much. Isn't that nice that people? I
Yes,
hope.
and we have more messages. And this one says, inspiration and motivation, words as usual. And thank you for empowering women like us. This makes us stronger and independent. Another message from Mauritius.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Is it? I
And
mean, we don't do
that,
it for thanks. We
yes,
just do
and
it
this one
for
is
women.
Khwaja Riazuddin. He says, wow, what an elevating interview. So people love you from all around the globe, everyone. And the
So we'll have to have another interview sometime then.
I think we need to plan series of interviews because I've got so much to learn from you. We all need to learn so much from you. All those inspiring words, all those motivating things that you told us. I think we need to hear you every day. I need to record your sessions and play it for 30 minutes every day, every morning.
But I think we all learn from each other. In
Yes.
life, we all learn from each other. Yeah. Every person we meet in our path has something to teach us just as much as we've got something to teach them. And
Wow.
every woman I've met in Mauritius who's been on a course with me or we've worked together or collaborated, I've learned just as much from them in everyday life. And that's what makes it so worthwhile.
Yes.
It's never just one.
I would like to add my personal experience to this. I do radio programs. So my nature of job is actually painting a picture through words. So whenever I'm roaming around or even driving the car, everything in my surrounding, even the non-living things, they speak to me. They communicate, because when I am expressing things that I see or explaining a picture, even the non-living things communicate. Even they have something to say. Even you learn and observe from them as well. So I would definitely agree to every word that you said. So ma'am, we're running out of time, but before we leave, I would like to share your experience regarding our Greenwich family. What would you like to say about our Greenwich family?
I have actually had a fantastic experience with Greenwich when we met in Mauritius. I've worked with them on another short course session while they were here. I've worked with them with some corporate programs. And this is why I mean, the minute I was contacted, I said yes, because it's a family, it's a team. And with the wonders of technology, doesn't stop. We don't have to be physically in the same country even, let alone the same building. We can still connect. We can still run courses. We can still keep that family bond. And that's what's so important, especially with COVID, and especially for anybody who's lost a loved one during this pandemic.
Yes,
My heart goes out to them.
absolutely.
And our prayers go out to them. And we just pray that we see the end of this chaos. There's nothing else I can call it at the moment, with as little damage, a little more damage. You know what I mean? There's nothing more done to hurt humanity in any negative sense, because I think enough has been done. Enough lives have been lost. Enough people have suffered. Enough families have been broken. And so the Future Ready program is to take us to the other dimension.
Right.
Let's be ready to rebuild ourselves, to be able to rebuild humanity coming out of the COVID situation.
Right.
And one question I would like to leave everybody with a question to think about, maybe till next time. What's the one lesson you've learned coming out of this?
Well, I would answer mine right now, and that is, I've learned to appreciate the little things in life that we take for granted.
Yeah.
So,
Stop
thank you.
taking life for granted.
Yes. So, life will give us a second chance. We've seen, the nature is getting better, the rivers are getting cleaner, the ozone layer is getting fixed. So, actually, it's humans who are causing problems. So, we have to fix ourselves first. and then fix the world will automatically get fixed. So
And let's
indeed,
start with ourselves. Start with ourselves first. Each one of us do a little bit to help humanity.
absolutely. Indeed, it was a wonderful session. We'll definitely continue this. I would like to hear so much from you. The viewers are totally overwhelmed to see you and hear you. They're so excited, and it was a true honor and pleasure for me to have you on this show. Thank you once again for your time, ma'am.
Thank you, and the honor was all mine. And I hope out all of this, if somebody just learns a little something, just remembers a little something positive, be positive.
Yes.
Patience, prayers, and positivity.
Right, absolutely. So you heard with Georgina and all the wonderful words she had to say. So this is all for today's program. We'll be back tomorrow with another session, another guest. Do give us your feedback and stay home, stay safe. Until next time, Pakistan Zindabad.